of the Right Along with Vanessa morning show starts now. This week's episode is sponsored by Dollhouse of Tampa Salon and Studio. Find your inner doll. They offer quick weave, sew-ins, and much, much more to fit every occasion. Need a wig? Selena's got you. She will customize a unit just for you. Book your next appointment on Booksy today. Did someone say nails? Honey, forget the Bayhive. Contact Queen Bee herself. She offers customized designer nails and even designer press-ons that she will customize and ship to you. Braids, and even twists. Book with Tiffany right on Facebook. Find your inner doll at Dollhouse Tampa Salon and Studio. Tampa. The Stay in Love TV podcast is here. Enjoy topics that will inspire, encourage, and empower you. Why not listen together? Stay in Love TV, now on Spotify. This week's episode is sponsored by Hustle and Bling. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that bling. Lovely paparazzi designer pieces for only $5. That's right, $5. And don't worry about it if the kid gets in the jewelry box. They're only $5. Make sure you catch Allison Mondays and Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays live on Instagram and Facebook, promoting some of these wonderful fashion fixes that you'll enjoy. And if you miss it, check out the website. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that bling. Hustle and Bling. Stay in Love TV is your production to distribution solution to getting your message seen and heard. Having your own TV show with Stay in Love TV has never been easier than now. Stay in Love TV gives you the power to share your message with the world. Stop watching TV and start being watched on TV. Stay in Love TV offers real-time multicasting, all with one click. This opportunity puts you on the world stage with an audience of over 200 million. In addition to your low monthly subscription fees, you will also receive monthly network coaching and training from the network itself to ensure that before your first show premieres, you are set up for success. We at Stay in Love TV bring over 20 years experience in sales, marketing, advertising, and business development. Stay in Love TV, purposeful entertainment driven by love, empowered with passion, fueled with faith. Go to www.stayinlovetv.com and let's get started. Hello everyone. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome to the Right Along with Vanessa morning show, where we provide you 100% free coaching at your service. Raw, real enlightenment at its best. So come on in and enjoy the ride as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. It's a brand new season. We're in a brand new city. And guess what? Everything is going your way. You guys ready? Let's go! Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome to the Right Along with Vanessa morning show, where we provide you 100% free coaching at your service, raw, real enlightenment at its best. So come on in and enjoy the ride as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. How are you guys doing? It's a new month. We're at the halfway mark of the year, if you measure time. And I just want to ask you guys, how you doing? Fun, fantastic, funky Friday right here on the Right Along with Vanessa morning show. So much going on. I'm telling you, so many changes. All right, hot dog, that's it now. And any barking. And
I'm going to close the window. But yeah, it's Friday. Fun, fantastic, funky Friday. And you know what that means, don't you? It is time for the Friday song. It is time for the Friday song. Yes, yes, yes. Before we get started for that, though, just wanted just to share, just to kind of just get us up to, I mean, so much going on and so many changes. And I want to just encourage each and every one of you who are listening or watching that it's the enemy's job to keep you distracted or you lose your focus. And when you are not focused, your energy can just be tapped into by many sources and it consumes your energy to feed an environment, right? So, your goal as a God imitator, as a God representative, is to operate as God in this realm, in human form, utilizing your spiritual power by allowing yourself not to become overwhelmed or distracted or anxious. Be anxious for nothing. But by prayer and supplications, make your requests known. There's so much that we can leverage from the basic instructions before leaving earth if we just understand what it all means. And you won't, my opinion, you won't ever understand what it all means, but you most definitely will get close to leveraging what you need in order to be victorious in this realm. Our goal, it should be your goal and intention to perform and operate and complete your assignment so that you can go to the next level, that better place, that good place, that God place, that heavenly place, that different dimension where Christ consciousness rules and reigns. Because we know if you if you haven't been living under a rock or in a rock, you should know that this world is not our home. It's not. Therefore, if you really come into the knowledge of that truth, it will liberate you and free you from being attached to all this stuff, this unrealistic facade that we're feeding into, you know. So your job is just to be a light. Be a light and guide those who are in darkness towards the light. Come towards the light, Carol Ann. Come towards this light because this light is going to guide you out and in. Okay? I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist. Are you guys ready for the Friday song now? We're ready. We are ready, 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 ready. A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Yay! Things are going my way. Things are going my way. Things are going my way. Things are going your way. Things are going your way. Things are going your way. And today is the day. And today is the day. And today is the day. It is fun, fantastic, funky Friday. I am Vanessa Klinger. Welcome to the Ride Along with Vanessa Morning Show again, where we provide you 100% free coaching at your service, raw real enlightenment at its best. So come on in and enjoy the ride as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. Yes, 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 and yes. That's right, baby. Yes, 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 and yes. Where are my spectacles? Yes, 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 and yes. So you guys know we're doing the 30 days, and it's been more than 30 days because, the shows go over a series of weeks, but hopefully you'll get the gist of it, where we do our deliverance prayer. Now, my deliverance prayer may be different from yours, but pray in like manner, right? So let's do, this is just to give you an example as to how to formulate and articulate your specific prayer of deliverance. I implemented this last year and the year before, and I saw results. And I wanted to share it with you all because I know that there are some things that you would like to be delivered and set free from for good and for sure. Finally, no more, no longer, that desire or whatever it is will leave your cellular structure to where you are operating without that. So, with that being said, this is my version. So I ask that you all will draft up something yourself and every day recite your deliverance prayer. And within 30 days, you will see results, maybe sooner. Dear God, angels, guides, and spirits of whom we serve and who serve our Almighty Creator, the source of all things, my desire is not to experience this habit anymore. I'm asking for support so that I can get aligned in a space where it's no longer part of my experience, my life experience. May it cause no harm to my body or soul as this change takes place. I ask that the code be rewritten now. Thank you, God and mighty ancestors, for empowering me to meet this objective. Something like that. Pray like that, you know, and in your heart and from your heart, sincerely. And as I encourage you all to do it as you're drifting off to sleep at night, that you ask for this deliverance and watch how you will be transformed to align to become that individual who no longer experiences that habit or bondage. Okay? All right. So, good day, Spirit. Good day, Cozy. Good day, Reverend Ike. Good day, Dolores Cannon. Good day, Stuart Wild. Good day, Catherine Coleman. Good day, host of witnesses and ancestors. Thank you for your support each and every second of the day. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Wayne, good morning. Good day. Yes. Okay. So we have been really during spiritual speaking and awakening, we have really been having some great guests on the show. So, if you're into this type of thing of where we share our Michelle and I will share our insight and encouragement. We have these guests on that bring you that encouragement and a different take and perspective on awakening and becoming enlightened. Then join us Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Stay in Love TV. Join us. You know, as this is the weekend, and we kick off Pride Month. Uh, you know, uh, Whatever, Pride Month, and so there's going to be lots of celebrations and everything, and there's so much distractions happening, And I was at the dog park yesterday with Hot Dog and talking to this person, and she's a part of that community, and it's just so much that's happening. But as you reveal, allow, become, view everything from real eyes, you'll understand that this is all spiritual. It has nothing to do with that person, that community, that group. None. This is spiritual. And there's a divide that's happening amongst the wheat and the tares. Okay? It's happening because it's harvest time. So that's why you see so much division. and you see this and that, whatnot. Your job is to understand, okay, how can you rightly divide this? Well, the word says you'll know them by the fruit they bear. So if they're loving, kind, compassionate, non-judgmental, and they operate from a space of love, yep. But then I hear you. I hear you. But they said that the devil can appear as an angel. I'm like, yeah, it appear as one, but not operate as such. Okay. So do not become distracted by external appearances. Look at the fruit that they're bearing in their life. Look at how they're operating. Is that person operating as a loving, kind, compassionate, Christ-filled person who is driven by love? That should tell you something right there. Okay? I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you do privately, whatever. I want to see, can you operate as God in my life when I see you? Can I see God in you? That's what you should be looking at. Can I see God? Are you behaving as God? God is love, baby. That's what we've been told. And that's the hill I'm going to die on. God is love. So if you are operating from a space of love and kindness, then I'm with you. Okay. If you are driven by the lust of the eyes and the pride of life and flesh, and you know what that flesh is, all the fulfilling those lower dimensional habits and frequencies, then, you need to do some work, because that's not the beloved. I wish that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. So my interpretation of that, as your soul prospers, your mind, your will, and your emotions. Thank you, Spirit. I'm with you today, Spirit, that your chakras, you are elevating and evolving higher to the highest form of frequency, which is love and joy. So if you are operating from a space of love and joy, then you are at that frequency of Christ consciousness. You're in that realm. You're in that space. Okay. So when you do that, then you can operate as God. If you are trying to operate as God, an angel of light at lower frequencies, then there's going to be a disconnect. There's going to be a conflict. There's going to be a tug of war. It's going to be conflicting. It's going to be like, wait a minute. It looked like it, but it ain't like it. So if you are choosing to operate as Christ, being driven by love, then you're onto something. Be a light, be love. How do you do that? Well, you know whether or not you come from love. You know whether or not your soul is filled with the goodness of God. You know. And if you feel that you are not, right? If you feel as if you're in a bad state, you you're like, man, I got all this going on. You're just corrupted. You're spiritually corrupted. But there's a cleanup that can happen for you. And it's called love. Love covers a multitude of sins. It's going to heal you, and it's going to replace all of that pain and hurt and sorrow that was caused to your soul to allow you to behave, to not behave as God. So if you've done some bad things, if you've had some bad experiences, some bad feelings and thoughts and behaviors, don't fret, my pet. It just requires you a cleanup. I call it a cleanup. So let the Holy Spirit go in and spiritually clean up your soul and get all of that debris out of there, and allow yourself to heal from all that trauma and those experiences that you had, to heal yourself with love by loving yourself. It's a journey, man. It's challenging. Why? Because it took all of those years for all of that to happen to you. So now it's going to require some work and time and effort for you to transform and become, right? To get rid of all of that. You ever get something real dirty and you want to clean it up, but when you clean it up, you're like, wow, I didn't know how beautiful it could be. There's so much beauty under the gunk called your trauma and past life that love wants to just clean up for you so that you can shine. So shine like bright like a diamond so that you can shine. And only love can do that. Only love. You can fake it as much as you want to, but that process, it has to happen. And only you and spirit know what's required. I don't know what those requirements are. I keep saying I'm not a witch, but you know, if you allow yourself to humble yourself under the mighty hand of God, then the Holy Spirit will begin to work on you and begin to rewrite through you your participation. And the next thing you know, you will be operating as God, and you will be operating at a higher frequency where love rules and reigns in your life, nothing else. Seek ye first the kingdom, and all of these things shall be added unto you. When you seek ye first the kingdom, God's way of doing and being, then all this other stuff, it'll come to you. You'll attract it. You'll have enough money, because we know we need money in this world. You have enough money in everything, and add all of it. This is why there is a conflict, and because we're in a world where it's completely opposite. So that should tell you something right there. Be like, man, this ain't my home. It's real nice though. Fun trees, fun pleasures of the flesh. It's a playground. But it's opposite. It's not driven by love. That should tell you something. So you shouldn't get so caught up in all this stuff that's happening. Keep focused. Keep focused. You're on assignment. You can also have an experience where you actually impact those around you. Not everybody. You can't go out and save everybody. You can't influence everybody. It's only a specific sector of people that is assigned to you, those that you encounter. So if you encounter someone, whether it's via, video or personal, are you behaving as God, as love? Because that's what's most important. The thing, people remember how you made them feel. So if you are coming from a place of love, they're going to feel that. And they're going to want to know more. And they're going to take that feeling, that energy, that frequency, and go to their world and impact someone else. Do you see the process? I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I don't know how long I'm going to be, have Stay in Love TV. I don't know. Every opportunity I have with my broadcasts, with these shows, that's what I'm driven by, with the intention to leave an impact. People say you want to leave a legacy. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that this is a legacy, but this is more of an artifact. Because I'm watching Reverend Ike's videos, and although I was born during that time, I never got a chance to see him. But I can see him now, and he's impacting and influencing my life, my spiritual development. So I don't know how long I'm going to be here. And I'm okay with that, because I know I'm here on assignment. I'm going on to a better place, honey. Because this ain't it, okay? This is not it. I know what it is, and I'm okay with that. And that's why I feel safe. I feel protected. And I'm knowing that in spite of whatever happens in my life, I'm protected. Why? Because I report to a higher authority and I serve a higher authority. So while I'm here, every provision is going to be made for me. I will have whatever I say. I will rule and reign in my life here because I'm protected, because provision will always be with me. Why? Because I'm here on assignment. And if you look at any of the examples, like in the army or whatever, soldiers don't be worried about where they gonna live and all that. They get their orders and they go. And when they get there, guess what? They got a place to stay. They've got shelter. They've got food, provisions, everything. Their job is just to focus on the job. All right, that's enough of that. Okay. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay in joy and love and stay focused. And you watch how things just happen because they're already there. You just have to get in alignment. Get in line. Get in line. Okay, so time for our spiritual PSA. Okay. And I'm glad about this because I found this scripture last year and I just loved it. And I thought I'd share it in every episode because it moves me. And I'm grateful that I attracted this translation because it brings joy to my heart. And I know this is going to encourage you. So are you ready? Here we go. Matthew 11:28-30. Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me, and you will recover your life. I'll show you. Okay, I got too ahead of myself here. Burned out on religion. Come to me. Get away with me, and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me, and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. Matthew 11, 28-30, Message translation. All right. So we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll be discussing and finalizing. I think this is the last episode from the David series where we're talking about it's David Born to Lead. But today's episode is Believing the Hype. So when we come back, we're going to the topic of today's lecture is Believing the Hype, the David series. So stay tuned.
Would you like to become a guest on Spiritually Speaking and Awakening? Well, we would love to have you. Join in on the discussions, share your story, promote your product, service, and your upcoming event. Go to www.stayinlovetv.com, leave your details, and we'll contact you.
Get ready for your now awakening. Today's Michelleology returns Memorial Day, only on Stay in Love TV. Get your copy of Mental Equation, available on Amazon and on Stay in Love TV. Today's Michelleology.
7.
Join me and the great Michelle Massey Washington Sunday, June 4th, with our very special guest, Fred Calloway, founder of Spirit Vision Products and God's Alpha Male brand. Fred is committed to spreading his message to men around the world through Spirit Vision Products and God's Alpha Male. So join us Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Stay in Love TV.
That's right. Sunday night we have Fred Calloway, God's Apple Male. He'll be stopping by and sharing with us about the Alpha Male, the brands, and his products and services. So we're looking forward to hearing Fred's story as well. So join us Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Seeing Love TV. But today, we're going to be talking, our lecture is on David. Now, we've been talking about David the last 4 weeks, and I'm really glad about it because I really love these stories in the Bible and how they inspire and influence us to become better, right? Let's go, let's do that. Yeah, do that. And, so today it's going to be like a longer version recap as long as time will allow. But you all know the story of David and his trials and tribulations. They call them. I call them experiences because of and consequences. They were actually experiences and consequences from certain actions. And you can learn a lot from these stories. When you find yourself, then you can grow from it, right? Learn and grow from it. Now, David, we know, started out as a shepherd boy, and the prophet Samuel came and anointed him king. And, then he had to go through those trials, those experiences with Saul, because he was replacing someone, and he was actually working in the home of the person that he was replacing. So he had to deal with all that and run. He was on the run a lot. He was running from Saul. He was running from Absalom because of the choices that he made and his experiences. Now, is his indiscretions, where he missed the mark, really caused his life to be challenging, where, he was just trying to run a kingdom and he had to deal with his family and the stuff that was going on because of the actions that he took, the decisions that he made. And I call it believing the hype because, you can get caught up in believing all the hype of everything, I mean, you could be up one day and down tomorrow. I just come to mind about, Jamie Foxx, God bless him, he was talking about that. He was talking about the mist, about how nothing really changed about him, but he was getting folks' attention. And he was, when he was being interviewed by Oprah, he was sharing that. He was like, yeah, I didn't really change anything. And, first this and then now this. And it was all the hype, the hype and the hoopla from people, because you're getting attention. So David, people were shouting, just like they were shouting for Saul, but then, that changed real quick. When David killed Goliath, they were like, who's David? And then, he's praising the Lord in the street. They really, they were attracted by this change of this person who had a thought authenticity, right? He was authentic. And that's what drew the attention of others, because he was courageous, so people are drawn to that. People are drawn to that confidence and that courage that people take because they see there's something different. And he was a man after God's own heart. That's how he's described. And he's, seeking after God, but, he had some misses. I mean, some really downstream impactful misses that impacted his whole family. I mean, okay. And it all started, well, in my opinion, this is my take, my interpretation of right. So it started with the adultery of Bathsheba. Okay. Okay. So he didn't want to go to war because he had already said in his heart, he saw her one night bathing. And he just decided in his heart that he wanted her. I'm king. I can have whatever I want. I could just send for her and she'll come. She'll have to do my bidding. So now he had to figure out, how am I going to do this? So he had to come up and conspire to have Uriah get killed. So put him on the front line, right? I mean, conniving. because he wanted her. That started it all, in my opinion. I mean, he arranged so that strategically he knew, because he knew he was a soldier, so he knew the chances of Uriah dying on the front lines, not in the back. Put him in the front so that he'd be the first one to go out. And then it says, taking the census of the people. There's a story, full story behind that. And because of that one choice he made, there was just a domino effect of misses, I call them. Amnon, one of his sons, raped his sister because he was in love with her. Do you see how one decision can impact and influence and infiltrate your whole world? One bad decision. Now, think about this now. He desired something that he missed it. And it's not about the actual act of it all. It's because he knew better. He knew better. But he thought, I'm the king. He started believing all the hype from everyone. And he forgot. He forgot that he used to be that shepherd boy on the backside of the desert, tending the sheep, cleaning up sheep poop. He forgot all about that. He's like, I've arrived. And he told God to go over there in the corner because he stopped listening to God. God's like, okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna make sure you don't hear me. So he sent the prophet, and Samuel looked. Prophet Samuel told, look, man, what's going on up here? Then he got in with Absalom because Absalom didn't like that he did not take action against Amnon. So he did it. Just a whole big mess. One decision. God's grace endure forever, because although all of this was happening, he finally came to himself when his baby died and all this. And, he was lying on his face with God. He's fasting, doing every good, trying to show God, look, I am truly repentful. I'm sorry for everything I did. I killed that man. Now I got this and that. And things begin to change. He still had mess. But he had Solomon. And this is what brings us to today's talk, believe in the hype, right? I had to preface all of this. He was prideful, he was disobedient, and he was repentful. And it shows how God's grace will keep you and protect you. You're still going to have consequences, but his mercy endure forever. See, in my opinion, I really believe that it's not, there's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that you can do that will keep God from not, God's grace will not flow in your life. I really believe that. You still have the consequences of it, but his grace will soften it just a wee bit. God's grace will soften the blows of your consequences, because if you are truly remorseful and you repent, you turn, you decide, no, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, God, and you forgive yourself. See, then you can get up and bathe and get yourself back together and get back on track, because you're out of line, right? That's why they say you get back on track. So when you find that you get out of line because of your actions and your choices, and you're experiencing these consequences, to get back, it's gonna get back on track. It's gonna take a little work and effort from you, but it can happen, and God's grace will be there. The Comforter, it will be there to guide you and to be with you. Walk with me. Let me show you how it's done. So after he did all that, he still had the gods. I mean, if you just I encourage you all just to listen to the entire story. And these are the scriptures that I have here, where it talks about it. Let's see where I put it. Right here. 2 Samuel 1 through 24. Where's my scripture? Here we go. This is a scripture highlight. Okay. Let's read this first. 1 Kings 1, 29 and 30. The king solemnly promised, as God lives, the God who delivered me from every kind of trouble, I'll do exactly what I promised in God's name, the God of Israel. Okay. So that's going to be the topic of today's talk. But the scripture references that I want you guys to pick up on is 1 Samuel 1, 2 Samuel 1 through 24, 2 Samuel 11, 1 Chronicles 11 through 29, and the entire book of Psalms, because they say that David read the majority of them, so that you can really get a feel and understanding of who David was, and it's not about judging people. It's about really looking at it and seeing, becoming wise from someone else's downfall. Put it that way. Now, although he had all of these experiences where he, believed the hype and he got full of himself, he humbled himself, and God graced him and gave him a long life. And you can look at it and you can see the progression of his life and what happened. And if you can learn from it and really see it from a different perspective of understanding that, yeah, that could have been me. I can see, because when you look at someone's downfall, you can see what where they missed it. So it actually equips you to become more powerful yourself in order to navigate through your own experiences, through similar experiences such as that. If you just learn from it, right? What did I learn? What did I learn from? What did you learn, Vanessa, from David's experience? Well, I learned that, God will, whatever's for you is for you. And you will receive your assignment, and God's going to have someone anoint you in front of your brothers and elevate you and promote you. Through that promotion, though, there's going to be people, noise around you, where you can get caught up in the hype and you start believing all that stuff. But I encourage you that when things begin to blow up in your life and you begin to glow up, that you keep this mantra, because it's going to keep you humble. I'm just a man. I'm just a man. I need God to fully function and operate. I always need God. Just a man. Because then you can realize that spiritually you are more powerful than you could possibly imagine. But physically, you're just a man. You're just a human. Man. That's all you are here. And that none of this stuff means anything. Why? Because you're on assignment, right? When you are on assignment, you don't get caught up in everything that's around you. You don't get caught up in all this, because it's like, man, when you realize that, you're able to keep yourself in check. Because you can believe, people just will sing your praises and all this. That's great. That is great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But in your heart, you're saying, God, I thank you. I thank you. Because none of this stuff means nothing. Man, I get to the point where, you be like, man, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I want to leave an impact on someone's life to where they can become better and navigate through this life so that they can evolve up out of here. And they come to the realization that this place is not their home, that they shouldn't get caught up in all this mess, but just to function as God successfully and effectively. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this. But it can be frustrating. Yeah, I'm going to say it, because you have to question. You're like, man, is anybody even listening? Is anybody even watching? Is it really helping people? And you ask that. And then you'll see it. You'll see it. So When you get your life begins to glow up and things begin to happen for you, it's easy to get caught up in the hype because then you be like, yeah, things are happening. Yeah, I'm getting attention. Yeah, it's working. But always keep in mind that, okay, all right. Yeah, that's nice. 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 If you can get to that space, my loves, then you can really begin to operate as Christ. When none of this moves you, when none of it, you know, gets you to where, you know, caught up in all of it. It's fun because your ego loves it. But you got to remember what your ego represents. It's to keep you here and to take you out before you finish your assignment, to get you caught up where you consume so much instead of distributing. We are distributors. We're not consumers. We're distributors of energy. So what type of energy are you distributing to others for others to consume? I mean, it's quite an interesting place. It really is. I'm 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 a wee bit excited as to the next dimension that I'll land on or elevate to. I'm curious. I'm intrigued. A wee bit excited. Tad bit scared. Not scared, but just unsure. But I know it's going to be a better place. I believe that. So as we wrap up today, ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? Can it get any better? Can I get any better? How can I be better? By reading these stories in the Bible and learning from them to grow. Now, I'm going to read this to you all as a conclusion for David's story, Born to Lead. He was born to lead. That was his destiny. But his story also shares about the experiences that he had, that he lived his life and he had challenges because of his decisions. One thing totally just great. See what it was, that decision. Thank you, Spirit. See, he could have said, not taken that, he could have not actioned and gone through with sending for Bathsheba and going through that way, right? It would have totally created a different experience to the end of his life. It would have. Totally different scenario. But because of what he did, his actions, right? David's actions in the story of Bathsheba reveal a belief that he was above the law and could act with impunity. Despite clear commands from God on sexual morality and murder, David chose to ignore them and pursue his own desires. In essence, he believed that his desires and actions were more important than God's commands and the law. Ooh. This is a dangerous mindset that can lead to a disregard for the well-being of others and a lack of accountability. It is important to remember that no one is above the law, and that our desires and actions must be guided by ethical and moral principles. Even though David was a great leader and hero, he was not immune to the consequences of his actions. His belief that he was above the law led to the death of an innocent man and caused great harm to his family and kingdom. We must learn from David's mistakes and strive to act in accordance with God's commands and the law rather than our own selfish desires. In conclusion, David's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of believing that we are above the law. We must always remember to act in accordance with ethical and moral principles and to hold ourselves accountable for our actions. The moral of all of this is to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Hold yourself accountable. If you operate as such and you find yourself where you created this horrible scenario because of this horrible consequence because of an action you took, then you must get back in alignment. Be accountable. Say to yourself, yes, I did it, but I'm sorry and I missed it. Please forgive me. Whatever you need to do to get back in alignment so that you can see and experience God's grace. God cannot be graceful to you if you are operating in your ego. He can't extend grace to you because you're out of line. But if you humble yourself under the mighty hand of God, He will exalt you to time. Humble yourself. Be accountable for your actions. Yes, I did it. Yes, I did. Learn and grow from it because your life can get better. His son Solomon actually fulfilled what his mission was. He wanted to build this temple and all this kind of stuff. And Solomon grew riches, and because he was wise. See, it's not about the stuff. Look at it now. Okay, so because of David's actions and consequences, he birthed Solomon, and Solomon saw the result of David's decisions, right? So therefore he became more wiser, and he was a more wiser king, but he also had his indiscretions. He had, he missed it. He had more. He was just abundance, just an influx of everything. I mean, he was living large and, just vineyards. I mean, drinking every day. And he was just writing, and then he realized after he consumed so much material stuff, he realized vanities and vanities. It's all vanities. Don't mean nothing. I bet Solomon was a Sagittarius or a Taurus because he finally got to the point where, man, none of this stuff mean nothing. That sounds like a Sag to me. Stuff ain't real. It don't mean nothing. Don't amount to nothing. I mean, my dad, I got everything I could possibly imagine. I've had every woman, have everything, food, wine, because women and song. I've had it all. It don't mean nothing. That should tell you something right there. How much do you really need, right? Do you really need $100 million house? Huh? Or will 20 suffice? Do you really, really need all that money? Do you? Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And in all you're getting, gain understanding and enlightenment. As I leave you all today, I want you to know one thing. Maybe none of this means anything, right? We don't know. I choose to operate from a place of love. And I encourage each and every one of you to strive towards that. Don't strive to have all the money in the world and all this. Why? I'm a billionaire. Why? I know I'm not going to be here much longer because I'm not cynical. I just understand what's going on, and it's disheartening. But I'm hopeful because I know that if I can reach one person to really get it, it'll change the trajectory of their life. Then I will continue to do this. I know I'm almost at the end of my journey, and I'm okay with that because I know that I'm going to a better place, a place where I belong. I'm going home, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I got to this space. where I'm on this side of it. So I encourage each and every one of you that as you awaken each day, that you choose love. Choose love. How can I be a representative of love today? How can I bring a smile and be God to someone today? Each and every day. Whether it's a kind word, a few minutes just to hear them, listen to them, and encourage them. How can you do that? A nice meal, a couple dollars. How can you be God to someone today? And choose to do that every day. Choose. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. I want to thank each and every you for listening. Hello, podcast world. Love you. Social media world. Thank you. Love you. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. Join me and the great Michelle Massey Washington on Sunday night with our special guest, Fred Calloway, on Spiritually Speaking and Awakening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Stay in Love TV. My wish is that as you go into next week, that you partner up with Spirit so that you can awaken and arise each day filled with love and with the belief that something amazing is going to happen for you each and every day. Why? Because you are loved and no good thing will he withhold from you. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. May you have an amazing week, and may you always, always, always stay in love. Thank you. Think that you are encountering resistance, but actually from your external world, but actually that's your world telling you this ain't it.
The Ride Along with Vanessa Morning Show streams Fridays, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay in love. Stay in Love TV is your production to distribution solution to getting your message seen and heard. Having your own TV show with Stay in Love TV has never been easier than now. Stay in Love TV gives you the power to share your message with the world. Stop watching TV and start being watched on TV. Stay in Love TV offers real-time multicasting, all with one click. This opportunity puts you on the world stage with an audience of over 200 million. In addition to your low monthly subscription fees, you will also receive monthly network coaching and training from the network itself to ensure that before your first show premieres, you are set up for success. We at Stay in Love TV bring over 20 years experience in sales, marketing, advertising, and business development. Stay in Love TV, purposeful entertainment driven by love, empowered with passion, fueled with faith. Go to www.stayinlovetv.com and let's get started.